All right, Shalom. I want to start off by giving all praise, honor, and glory to
Yahweh, by Hashem, Yahweh Shai.
Double honors to our elders at Great Millstone. Double honors to the elders of Great Millstone. Peace, safety, and blessing to Yahweh, pushing the truth and sincerity. All right, here on another week, I can do a sit down because the weather was so bad. So I'm going to a lesson basically on how everything is, the promise is our promise. It's to us. All right. Let me get Genesis 15 and 13. Genesis 15 and 24.
I got Genesis 15. Whatever, now.
Yeah.
This is Genesis chapter 15, verse 13. And he said unto Abraham, know of a surety that thy seed shall be a stranger in a land that is not theirs, and shall serve them, and they shall afflict them for 400. It's like it shall afflict them 400 years.
We know that this was Egypt. Okay. 24, 15, 24.
You got it. I got it right here. This is Genesis chapter 50, verse 4. You said 24 or 4. And Joseph, this verse 24. And Joseph said unto his brethren, I die, and the Most High will surely visit you, and bring you out of this land unto the land which he sware to Abraham, to Isaac, and to Jacob.
So that was prophecy being fulfilled. See how the Most High kept his word? He told them they was going to go into slavery, and then right here he said that the Most High will surely visit you and will bring you out of this land into the land he swore to Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob. All right? So that promise, when he make a promise, he always keep it. Okay? And this is, let me see. Oh, this the Hebrew word for swear. It says to swear, to adjure, sworn, to swear, to take an oath. So he took an oath. He gave us a promise. This is our promise. He promised that when we went into captivity, that he was going to take us out of the land. He was going to put us in our own land. This was the captivity of Egypt. All right? Get your precept out.
This is Actually, it's two of them. Go ahead. This is Numbers chapter 23, verse 19. The Most High is not a man that he should lie, neither the Son of Man that he should repent. That he should repent. Hath he said, hath he said, and shall he not do it? Or hath he spoken, and shall he not make it good? So if the Lord said he was going to do something, he's going to do it because that's his word. You know what I'm saying? This is Psalms chapter 38, verse 2. I will worship toward the holy temple and praise thy name for thy loving kindness and for thy truth. For thou hast magnified thy word above thy name. So the Lord put his word above his name. Because what? He's not a man that he should lie, man.
It really means something to him if he put his word before.
Because
all important his name is.
Because think about it, because back then, you know what I'm saying, it's like those men, all they had was their word, you know? Mm-hmm. I'm saying, like having your word, it's like having a good name for yourself, you know? Like if somebody, like, say if you make all these promises, but you never come through, you make a bad name for yourself, you know? But the Most High is not a man that he should lie. If you say something, you're going to do it.
Yeah, somebody say if that nigga named Joe, and you made all them promises, like, oh, Joe. Oh, no.
Yeah,
that nigga no longer.
Yeah.
You won't get it back.
Yeah. Come on.
Go ahead.
It's the Psalms 147 and 19. It says, he showed his word unto Jacob, his statutes and his judgments unto Israel. He had not dealt so with any nation. As far as his judgments, they have not known them. Praise ye the Most High Yahweh. You know what I'm saying? Just going into how the Lord made that oath with Israel. You know what I'm saying? He showed his word, which would be these scriptures and also his the prophecies to pass. You know what I'm saying?
And understanding too.
Kind he showed it to only the nation of Israel, which who he set up to be his peculiar people.
Let me get Exodus 2 and 24.
It's Exodus 2 and 24. And the Most High heard their groaning, and the Most High remembered his covenant with Abraham and Isaac, with Abraham, with Isaac, and with Jacob.
Now, the Hebrew for a covenant, berith, covenants, alliance, pledge between men, a treaty, alliance, league, man to man, constitution, ordinance, monarch to subjects, agreement, pledge to man, alliance, a friendship, alliance, a marriage between the Most High and man, an alliance, a friendship, covenants, divine ordinance with signs of pledges. Okay, so that covenant was a promise. Okay, so that's what when he made it with Israel. Okay, so he not gonna break those covenants or those promises. All right. Exodus 3 and 15 and 16.
Exodus 3 and 15. It says, and the Most High said moreover unto Moses, thus shalt thou say unto the children of Israel, the Most High power of your fathers. It says, the power of Abraham, the power of Isaac, and the power of Jacob has sent me unto you. This is my name forever, and this is my memorial unto all generations. Go and gather the elders of Israel together and say unto them, the Most High power, the Most High Yahweh power of your fathers, the power of Abraham, of Isaac, and of Jacob, appeared unto me, saying, I have surely visited you, and seen that which is done to you in Egypt.
So, he was telling them, I'm the God, or the power of your forefathers, Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob. And I promised them a land, okay? And I got to keep that promise with them, okay? So I heard your groanings, kind of like today. When we sign and crying, he going to hear us. And he going to deliver us from the hands of those that hate us over on this side, all right? Exodus 4 and 5. Exodus 6 and 8. Got a precept?
This is Jeremiah 30 and 3. For lo, the days come.
Hey, bro. You sound monotone. Read it. Come on, give it to me.
This is Jeremiah 30 and 3. For lo, the days come, say Yahweh, that I will bring again the captivity of my people Israel and Judah, said Yahweh, and I will cause them to return to the land that I gave to their fathers, and they shall possess it. So going into when the brother was saying that he made it with our forefathers, that he was going to give them back the land that he promised them.
Cause like the Lord, man, if he's speaking, man, he gonna do it, bro. Like just like how he spoke for us to go into captivity, it happened. You know?
He had a promise to Esau, which he hated.
Hey, he kept it.
Yeah, he kept it. He hated Esau, and he kept it.
The curse. You know what I'm saying? When you say nobody, you were like nobody find Esau, or at least anybody find Esau, he'll slay him. You know what I'm saying? That was like a promise that he had to Esau too.
And you gotta think about that though. Right? Like that's a good point. You know what I'm saying? The Lord hated Esau. It clearly says it. You don't even need a breakdown for it. But he kept his promise with Esau. Why? Because the Lord is a man of his word, man.
Did you keep a promise with your enemy?
or the better man than me.
You know what I'm
saying?
saying? Would you keep a promise with your enemy? You met an Edomite at work, would you keep a promise to him? I promise you, man, I'm going to be at your house later on tonight.
Negative.
Come on. You know what I'm saying? Was it 4 and 5? Exodus?
Yeah. You got it?
Exodus 4 and 5 says that they may believe that the Most High Yahweh, power of their fathers, the power of Abraham, the power of Isaac, and the power of Jacob had appeared unto thee.
Nah. Notice it keeps saying Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob. That's a point when through the Spirit put this together. It's just a constant reminder of who he's dealing with. Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob, a chosen line. Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob was promised to get a land, okay? And everybody out of that bloodline, basically the chosen out of that bloodline was going to dwell in that land, but captivity had to come first, okay? Go ahead. No, that's
you mean 6 and 8?
no, yeah, 6 and 8.
This is Exodus 6 and 8. And I will bring you into the land concerning the which I did swear to give it to Abraham, to Isaac, and to Jacob, and I will give you and I will give it you for an heritage. I am Yahweh.
Nah, or heritage.
I was just looking at the word.
Heritage, bro. When you inherit something, that means it's passed down from your father to you, or a generation of a chosen line. Kind of like the Rothschilds. Like, when they died, they kept it all in their family. Somebody else inherited it. And then when their kids died, and if you understand the process of reincarnation, it's coming right back to you. When you born again, you know what I'm saying? You raised up, and guess what? Bam, you got all that money that you died those 2-3 generations ago. Bam, you got that money coming right back to you. You got to understand the importance of, what's the word I just said?
Heritage.
No, not heritage, but reincarnation. You got to understand that. Because a brother had brought out, I was watching a video, and it was speaking about, I think it was Elder Ricard. I watched the video a while back. He was saying that I think it might have been something Rothschild or something. It might not even have been a Rothschild. It was a higher up, and he had I think his name was Charles something, if I'm not mistaken. But I know I got it wrote down. But he say he started, or the brothers started. It might have been 5 brothers, and they started, and they knew they wasn't gonna be able to see the fruits of their labor. They knew that when this cycle took place, that they was gonna have to be brought back to you know what I'm saying, to see all the things they set up. Of course, they wasn't gonna remember it, but they was gonna be born into this inheritance. So they had already set it up. Like, okay, we're gonna set it up like this, but when we come back, we're gonna see it. You know what I'm saying? And we're gonna be able to live out our lives rich. You know what I'm saying? And prosperous, because we set it up right here. Okay. Numbers 32. Read from 9 to 13 and just jump to 18. Talk at the show. And Deuteronomy 34, 4 through 5.
This is Numbers chapter 32, verse 9, right?
Yeah.
Verse 9. For when they went up unto the valley of Escol and saw the land, they discouraged the heart of the children of Israel, that they should not go into the land which Yahweh had given them. And Yahweh's anger was kindled the same time, and he swore, saying, surely none of the men that came up out of Egypt from 20 years old and upward shall see the land which I swear unto Abraham, unto Isaac, and unto Jacob, because they have not wholly followed me. Keep going.
Yeah.
Save Caleb, the son of how you say that out? Jehunah and Kenazite, Salakia, and Joshua the son of Nun, for they have wholly followed Yahweh. And Yahweh's anger was kindled against Israel, and he made them wander in the wilderness 40 years, until all the generation that have done evil in the sight of Yahweh was consumed. And behold, verse 18, we will not return unto our houses until the children of Israel have inherited every man his inheritance. I was going to bring it up.
Real?
Yeah, I was looking at it.
Yeah, but it shows you, like, even then, the promise was made, but not everybody was going to get it. You know what I'm saying? Because they didn't follow. You know what I'm saying? So he's like, man, I'm going to just have them wander off, you know what I'm saying, and just round about it just until they die off. But it had some that was righteous, and they went into the land, okay? Same thing today. You got elect men and women and children that's going to line up with the order of Yahweh Shem Yahushua, and they're going to get into that promised land, which is heaven, rulership, okay? And then you're going to have some they're not going to follow, you know? They're going to want to do their own thing.
2/3.
You know what I'm saying? That's 2/3, and that's what's going to happen. They're going to die off. It's going to be their judgment. They're not going to see that promised land until we get there and bring them back.
This is Deuteronomy 34 and 5.
34, 4 to 5.
All right, so this is Deuteronomy 34, verse 4 through 5. And Yahweh said unto him, this is the land which I swear unto Abraham, unto Isaac, and unto Jacob, saying, I will give it unto thy seed. I have caused thee to see it with thine eyes, but thou shalt not go over thither. So Moses, the servant of Yahweh, died there in the land of Moab, according to the word of Yahweh.
So he didn't even see it, you know? He started being rebellious. Okay? So, and him died off in the land of Moab. But notice how I keep saying, I swear, I promise this land to these Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob. Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob. You keep seeing it. Israel, Jacob's name was changed to Israel. So that promise goes right down that line of people. All we got to do is keep Yahweh Shem Yahushua sayings, wake up the elect, do his will, praise his name, and everything that comes with that, so we can get that inheritance that we was promised. We just trying to get our inheritance. That's what we trying to do.
That's kind of like, you know, you have a like what I'm saying, you have a father and a son. He like, look, if you do this, then I'm going to give you this. You know, like you can bring it to like a school term. If you get good grades, then I'm gonna buy that car that you want. You know. But this right here is much more on the high scale.
Let me get Exodus 32 and 13 and Numbers 32.
This is Exodus 32 and 13. Remember Abraham, Isaac, and Israel, thy servants, whom thou swearest by thy own self, and saidest unto them, I will multiply your seed as the stars of heaven, and all this land that I have spoken of will I give unto your seed, and they shall inherit it forever.
Forever. So, that's what we shooting for right now. Like, the nation of Israel, right now, we're not known as the nation of Israel. We big as hell. if you put the 12 tribes together right now, you put the 12 tribes all of them together right now, with nothing on this planet be able to stop us, bro.
And even the confusion of faces with that.
You know, kind. So that was a promise. He promised them that it was gonna be. Now, when we get into the kingdom, we're gonna be huge. We're gonna be huge. You know what I'm saying? But it's gonna be in righteousness because we all gonna be together. Okay.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
And the laws will be instilled in us. You know.
Numbers.
32.
This is Numbers 32 and 11 through 13. Surely none of the men that came up out of Egypt from 20 years old and upward shall see the land which I swear unto Abraham.
Okay, hold on. We just read that.
Yeah.
But the point of that was they shall inherit it. You go back to 32 and 13 on Exodus, the previous scripture. It said, "I have spoken it and will give it to your seed." Right here, these men didn't follow once again. They not gonna get it. You know what I'm saying? So I mean, Deuteronomy 1 and 8, Deuteronomy 9 and 27,
Deuteronomy.
You got it.
1 Kings 18.
This is Deuteronomy chapter 1, 1 and verse 8. It says, "Behold, I have set the land before you. Go in and possess the land which the Most High sware unto your fathers, Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob, to give unto them and to their seed after them."
So what we establishing here is a promise. That's why it keeps on beating it upside the head every time. Bam, Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob. Because it's showing you this promise is to just this one people. You don't have nobody else outside of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob. That's all you keep seeing. The promise is to Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob. But we're going to see if this ever changed.
Oh, yeah.
And this is,
9:27.
this is Deuteronomy 9 and 27. All right, it says, "Remember thy servants, Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob. Look not unto the stubbornness of this people, nor their wickedness, nor their sin."
Look what he said. Remember thy servants who did thy works. Because the servant going to do your works. It says, look not into the stubbornness of this people. So basically, you made a promise to those chosen men. Don't worry about, don't base them off of what the stubborn motherfuckers did.
And that's
You know what I'm saying?
Not to cut you off, like, that's an indicator too. You know what I'm saying? Our people. It's like Israel, period. You know what I'm saying? Especially Judah. Stubborn.
It says of this people, nor to their wickedness. It said that's why he said, remember. Remember, you made a promise to Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob. You know what I'm saying? I know that people wicked as fuck, and you see this wicked shit, but just remember, you kept that promise that you made. He said, remember it.
I appreciate it.
Go ahead.
And just off of the strength of what you just said just now, you said remember the promise. Like, because like you said, in the scripture I brought out earlier, the Lord say His word is above His name. You know what I'm saying? And that's really that means something. You know what I'm saying? But just back on what you're saying, this is Hebrews 13 and 8. Yahweh Shai Mashiach the same yesterday and today and forever. Because what? Yahweh Ba'Hashem Yahweh Shai. When Yahweh Shai was down here, He was all about His Father's business. You know, to push His Father. You know what I'm saying? The doctrine of His Father. Okay, so if He was in the spirit of His Father, He's the same today, yesterday, and forever. So the promises and His word gonna be the same today and forever.
The brother just said that what you said, Yahweh's word is above His name.
Mm-hmm.
If you know that the Most High take His name very serious.
Yeah.
So it gotta be important.
Yeah, because His name is dreadful among the heathens. You know what I'm saying? So his name is something serious, man. The scripture says His name is a strong tower. You know. So how much more His word?
that his name is dreadful among the heathen, and it said the righteous run into his name. You know what I'm saying? And the only way you can be righteous is you have to be through his word, through his line. You know what I'm saying?
And you have to know him.
Mm-hmm.
First Kings.
This is First Kings 18 and I think what you said, like 30, 36. Right? This is First Kings 18 and 36. And it came to pass at the time of the offering of the evening sacrifice that Elijah the prophet came near and said, Yahweh, power of Abraham, Isaac, and of Israel, let it be known this day that thou art power in Israel, and that I am the servant, and that I have done all these things at thy word.
There you go. Okay, it says Abraham, Isaac, and Israel. Let it be known. I just noticed how the books keep on going. It went from Genesis, Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob, Exodus, Deuteronomy. You see what I'm saying? It just keeps going on.
Numbers.
It said and Numbers. It says, let it be known this day that thou art the power in Israel, and that I am thy servant, which will make him what? An Israelite, and that I have done all these things at thy word. 1 Kings 16 through 17 and jump to 21.
First Kings what? Chapter 16. This is First Kings chapter 16, verse 21.
17.
Verse 7.
1 Kings chapter 16, 17 and 21.
This is 1 Kings chapter 16, verse 17. And Amari went up from Gibbethon, and all Israel with him, and they besieged Tirzah. Verse 21. Then were the people of Israel divided into two parts. Half of the people following Timnah, the son of Ganath, to make him king, and half followed Amari.
So what's that?
That's a separation.
That's split.
That's like another seven.
Yeah, that was a split. Okay. Now, you know the history of Northern Kingdom, 1492, and us, 16, 19, around that time. We get Matthew 2, 12 through 14, and Luke 21, 20 through 24.
Matthew 2 and 12. And being warned of the Most High in a dream that they should not return to Herod, they deported into their own country another way. And when they were deported, behold, the angel of the Lord appeared to Joseph in a dream, saying, Arise, and take the young child and his mother, and flee into Egypt. And be thou there until I bring thee word. For Herod will seek the young child to destroy him. When he arose, he took the young child and his mother by night and deported into Egypt.
Okay, so we know that was a vision. It was given to Joseph to take Yahushua and Mary and basically flee into Africa. Okay, flee into the mountains. All right. Keep in mind, this is our promise. All right. So we know Yahushua was born to bring back those that fell away, the elect, you know what I'm saying, and to adopt them back into that heritage that was given, okay, because the heritage had fell away, you know what I'm saying, so Yahushua came and he adopted us back so we could get that inheritance back. Okay, so Herod wanted him dead because he knew great things gonna come out of this child. You know what I'm saying? He said Herod will seek the youngest child to destroy him. So he took him and he fled. Okay? But this is how beautiful the Most High had things set up. He had it set up to like, okay, he's going to be born, he's going to die to bring the elect back of the nation of Israel so this inheritance can keep the wheels going on it. You know what I'm saying? Because I still got to get these chosen, Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob, that seed line, I still got to put them in that promised land. This story is beautiful, bro. When you just think about the whole story of Israel, it's a beautiful story, bro, and how the Most High had it orchestrated. You know what I'm saying? Had it set up to where to play out perfect. You know what I'm saying? Got my chosen here, they fucked up, put them in captivity. It got so bad that I just, like, damn near done away with them. Then, bam, Yahweh shall born. This gonna get those chosen men back. You know what I'm saying? It's gonna bring them back to me so they can, basically, because I can't lie, I gotta keep my word. So, this how the story gonna play out. He gonna die for them, they gonna come back, and then on goes the process of them inheriting the land that I promised to them. See how the Most High had the time of us going into captivities, and then it was like in the middle, it was a pause. And that pause was like other nations ruling, because he promised them that. Then Yahweh shall born. Then it was like, oh shit, this is the end of all of those other people's promise that I gave them. It's the beginning of that end now. So guess what? You're gonna start seeing all these prophecies unfold. That's why Yahweh shall, when he got here, what was he doing? Prophesying. Parables. Ezekiel, all of them was prophesying. There's gonna come a time where this is gonna happen. And when Yahweh Shai was born, you start seeing all those things unfold. That's why when he was talking to the disciples, he's like, when you see these things, don't be afraid. They must come to pass. You know what I'm saying? So it's beautiful how it's set up, and the end is like, start when Yahweh Shai died, bro. You start seeing all those things, and it says, a little further on down the road, these men gonna wake up, and they gonna be on the highways. You know what I'm saying? They gonna be on the highways, and they gonna be bringing out. That's why it sounds strange to people, bro. What we saying? But what's up? Right?
I was about to grab the 1 Corinthians.
Oh, 9:4.
Yeah, and bring out like that's how you know we real close to the end of this. You know what I'm saying? Because in the end of a kingdom, you have the prophets always wake up and I'll say it last.
God, right out.
This is 1 Corinthians 4:9. For I think that the Most High has set forth us the apostles last, as it were appointed to death. For we are made a spectacle unto the world and to the angels and to men. You know what I'm saying? Because they never, like me, I could just bring it out. And when you notice when the rulership kingdom is about to fall, the Lord always raises up his true prophets at the end. You know what I'm saying?
Give people warning.
To warn and also to condemn the wicked.
Mm-hmm. That's the Lord.
Live, bro.
That's the Lord being a just power.
That's what he's still giving the heathen to endure through their rulership.
And that's why the scriptures say, "With O daughter of Edom, rejoice." You know what I'm saying?
You know what that shows with Yahweh Hashem Yahushua too? Patience.
Yeah.
Patience, bro. Like, you gotta have, and that shows his thoughts is not our thoughts. And that shows you, like, because we ready to get the fuck out of here. But he's just like, it's patient with him. It's like, I'm watching this movie play out. You know what I'm saying? It's like the time, our time difference is like, we looking at it like right now, to him, smidge of the time passed. You know what I'm saying? It's like, damn. We feel like, it's like, man, it ain't been that long. You know? But, that shows a big difference in time with him, though, bro. It's like, all of that had to happen, bro. All this time, us being reincarnated, coming back, and it's just been a little bit of time here. You know what I'm saying? Go ahead, I see.
This is Luke 21:20 through 23. 24. July. And when ye shall see Jerusalem compassed with armies, then you know that the desolation thereof is nigh. Then let them which are in Judea flee to the mountains, and let them which are in the midst of it depart out, and let not them that are in the countries enter thereinto.
So when you see all this destruction coming, right here, this is like the 70 AD thing. Okay, when we got our ass ran up out of there. So when he say don't nobody go your ass in there, everybody get the fuck out. Go ahead.
This is verse 22. For these be the days of vengeance, that all things which are written may be fulfilled.
There you go. So basically what he telling you right here is this is the start of all those the things that I was telling you. All the things I was telling you was gonna happen to y'all before y'all really get into that land. Here it goes. It says, look, check that. The key word in it is that all things which are written may be fulfilled. So what's all things? Our final captivity, all the shit we was gonna go through, all that has to be fulfilled. You know what I'm saying? All prophecies, you know what I'm saying? Famine, plagues, destruction. This is the beginning of all that stuff that had to be fulfilled before we get to that promised land. Go ahead.
This is verse 23. But woe unto them that are with child, and to them that give suck in those days. For there shall be a great distress in the land, and wrath upon this people. But they shall fall by the edge of the sword, and shall be led away captive into all nations, and Jerusalem shall be trodden down of the Gentiles until the times of the Gentiles be fulfilled.
And the Gentiles, other nations. The time of them be fulfilled. Like they had a time where they was promised to rule that had to be fulfilled because the Most High did what? He promised them that. And he can't lie. Okay, so he promised to them, look here, it's your time to rule. Boom, he set everything up. Let it be what it was. All right? And a lot of our people fail. But guess what? The same thing gonna happen all over again.
I got to preach it, right?
Because they didn't want to do what? Flee Babylon. Not running out of here, but mentally. Go ahead,
This is the back of what the brother's saying about Esau and these other nations that, mainly Esau right now, only have their time to rule. This is Job 14:5. Seeing his days are determined, and numbered of his months are, the number of his months are with thee. Thou hast appointed his bounds that he cannot pass. So you can, like Esau, every other kingdom that fell only had that certain amount of time that they can rule. And he wasn't going a minute past it, a day later, that,
Read that again, that last part.
It says, the last part of the whole thing.
You can read all of
It says, Job 14:5. Seeing his days are determined, the number of his months are with thee. Thou hast appointed his bounds that he cannot pass.
Now he cannot pass.
Yeah.
Now, what's one thing that white folks really wanted to do? They wanted to kill us off as a nation as a whole, all the way.
There's certain things that they can't do.
The Most High would never go past that. You know what I'm saying? Like, truth be told, it's some Edomites, if they could kill every Negro walking this planet, they would do it. And not just Edomites, all other nations too. But the Most High, He's not going to let them surpass that point. You know what I'm saying? If He do that, then you go back to the parable. Was it in Jeremiah? Was it a parable? In Jeremiah, to where if my people are destroyed, or is it might have been Jeremiah, Lamentations, one of the two. I think Jeremiah, where it says, if Israel be destroyed and put off, then the sun and the moon wouldn't. I know it's in. I really believe it's in Jeremiah. I think it's in Jeremiah, and it might be a precept in Lamentations because I just got to reading those two books not too long ago. I think it's in Jeremiah though, but it's basically brothers know what I'm talking about. He said if Israel was put away, then the sun and the moon would not even exist anymore. Okay, so we know that they couldn't be put away because they were the chosen people.
And then that'll make the Lord a liar.
And that'll make them a liar. And then, but you know, Esau, and if Esau was castrating people, feeding babies to alligators, you know that's a perpetual hatred. That's a real hate for somebody. So why would you even want them around? You know, they done built the country up or whatever, and the slavery and whatever. We don't need them no more. Let's just kill them all off. But the Most High would not let that happen. Okay? Go ahead.
It's Psalms 121 and 8. It says, the Most High shall preserve thy going out and thy coming in from this time forth and even forevermore. You know what I'm saying? So if it wouldn't been for the Lord, hey, maybe Esau, you know what I'm saying, would have did that, but it was all according to what the Lord's time, you know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? They're saying.
So like, I mean, hey, if it wasn't for the Lord, the damn devils would have did that. Because what the scripture say, they furthered the affliction. The Lord was just a little displeased. So if they could have killed us off as a nation, they would have done that. But the Lord is merciful, man, and the Lord ain't finna let no devil make him a liar. You know what I'm saying?
All right, now after brother just read Luke, where Jerusalem was gonna be basically taken over by the heathens because this was the beginning of all of the things that must have came. Let me get Deuteronomy 28:68. So we got to that certain point. Now it's like time fast forward.
This is Deuteronomy 28:68. And Yahweh shall bring thee into Egypt again with ships, by the way whereof I spake unto thee. Thou shalt see it no more again. And there ye shall be sold unto your enemies for bondmen and bondwomen, and no man shall buy you.
Now we know what this means. We fled and scattered and said we're going to go into all nations. We went to all nations through slavery. All right? Nobody redeemed us. Okay? So now we're here. You got research?
Yeah.
Go ahead.
All right, like, just, you know what I'm saying, once we got here, you know what I'm saying, this Jeremiah 17:4. And thou even thyself shalt discontinue from thine heritage that I gave thee, and I will cause thee to serve thine enemies in the land which thou knowest not. For ye have kindled a fire in my anger, which shall burn forever. You know what I'm saying? So once we got here, how about Shem Yahushua had it set up to where we would follow our enemies, you know what I'm saying? We basically discontinued from our heritage as far as not calling on the name of the Lord and not, you know what I'm saying, keeping our customs like we been doing.
Because it was because that was all part of prophecy, because there had to be a falling away verse. You know?
Okay, we get 2 Kings 13:23 and 1 Chronicles 16:16 to 17.
I got that clock.
With First Kings with us?
I got that clock.
The second king.
2 Kings 13:23.
This is 2 Kings 13:23. And the Most High was gracious unto them, and had compassion on them, and had respect unto them because his covenant with Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob, and would not destroy them, neither cast he them from his presence as yet.
So it says, gracious unto them, and had compassion on them, and respect unto them. And it's showing because his covenant, and the covenant was made with Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob. Jacob made a change to Israel. So right now, we are partaking in that promise, that covenant. You know what I'm saying? It says, I will not he said, I will not destroy them, neither cast he them from his presence as yet. I gotta find this scripture, bro.
And he
talking about the son with the
like I was about to say, like the Most High, he kept his word from the beginning. You know what I'm saying? When just going back into this scripture, when he said he had
it was Jeremiah. Go ahead, you said
he said he had when in the Second Kings, when he said he had respect unto him. Who was the Lord had respect unto, like in the beginning? That was with Abel. You know what I'm saying? The Lord respected Abel just like he did with Abraham, Isaac, and with Jacob. You know what I'm saying? That was through that chosen line.
This is Jeremiah. Jeremiah 31, 36. It says, if those, okay, I'm going to start at 35. Thus saith Jehovah, which giveth the sun for a light by day, and the ordinance of the moon, and the stars for a light by night, which divided the sea when the waves thereof roar. The Most High of hosts is his name. If those ordinances depart from before me, saith Yahweh, then the seed of Israel also shall cease from being a nation before me forever. So that's telling you, there's no way he was going to do away with us, bro. Saying if you don't see no stars at night, and the moon and the sun don't give off light no more, they don't even exist no more, then I'm going to cast Israel away forever.
Hey,
you know that shit ain't gonna happen.
And this is the sarcasm of the Lord.
Hey, but people, this out though. These devils was trying to blow up the moon. I guess they read the scriptures and was like, well, shit. If we blow it, you know what I'm saying? Hey, bro. Crazy, fam.
Yeah, like the Lord knows, you know what I'm saying? This power, feel like the Lord knows what he say is going to go.
Like, yeah, he like you said, the moon don't shine and the sun don't shine no more. Yeah. That's whenever it's
that was actually another one in there, too. First Chronicles.
This is First Chronicles chapter 16. Chapter 16, verse 16. Even the covenant which he made with Abraham and of his oath unto Isaac, and had confirmed the same to Jacob for a law, and to Israel for an everlasting covenant.
Check it out. Did that change? It ain't say Esau, Moab, Ammon, Amalek, nobody else. It says, even of the covenant. When you see even, it's kind of like
saying which.
Furthermore, or also of the covenant which he made with Abraham and his oath unto Isaac, and have confirmed the same. When you confirm something, you checkmate. You know what I'm saying? When you confirm something, that means it's legit. He says the same to Jacob for a law, and to Israel for an everlasting covenant. That covenant is everlasting, bro. Till we get in that land.
Even in the land.
Even in the land, you know what I'm saying? But the promise was to get us in that land. So until that happens, that's a covenant and a promise that has to be fulfilled. 2 Chronicles 30, 6-7, and Matthew 8 and 11. And Matthew 22 and 30.
Say it again.
2 Chronicles 30, 6-7.
This is 2 Chronicles.
Matthew 8 and 11.
This is 2 Chronicles chapter 30, verse 6. So the post went with the letter from the king and his princes throughout all Israel and Judah, and according to the commandment of the king, saying, ye children of Israel, turn again unto Yahweh, power of Abraham, Isaac, and Israel, and he will return to the remnant of you that are escaped out of the land of the kings of Assyria.
Look at that. Now let's spiritually talk a little bit here. what does this scripture remind you of when it says, "Ye children of Israel, turn again unto Yahweh Bashem Yahshua of Abraham, Isaac, and of Jacob, and he will return to the remnant of you that are escaped out of the land of the kings of Assyria."
That 144 K, not yet in the middle.
I mean, but be more, elaborate a little more.
There's only a remnant gonna be saved.
That 144 K is in the Syria.
Yeah, but the thing is, like, if you look at that in today's terms, it's basically saying, it's telling you, come out of her, my people. You know what I'm saying? That ye be not partakers of her, you know what I'm saying, of destruction.
Yeah.
So by us coming out of the philosophies of America, that remnant right there, gonna be that same remnant, that 144,000, and that 1/3 that get out of here. Same thing. Sweet. Sweet. Wait, was it 7?
Yeah. And be not like your fathers, like your brethren, which trespassed against Yahweh, power of their fathers, who therefore gave them up to a desolation, as ye see.
There you go. Basically gave them up for destruction.
Like 2/3.
Like 2/3 tonight. The boys basically just gave them over. Like, you know, fuck it. They have no use.
Mm-hmm.
What's 2/3 good for besides dying, bro? And kissing Esau ass.
The script was like, where you had brought it out to youth, like, go to your barber and get
The raisin's eggs. The barber's in the baby with the barber's raisin.
Yeah, same thing.
That's crazy. Matthew 8 and 11. Matthew 22 and 32.
This is Matthew 8 and 11. And I say unto you that many shall come from the east and west, and shall sit down with Abraham and Isaac and Jacob in the kingdom of heaven.
So they gonna see where it started and in the finish. They gonna see from then until the end. Like, man, they gonna sit down like that brother was reincarnated to Abraham. That brother was Isaac. That brother was Jacob. That's live, bro. Matthew 22 and 32. See if anything changed. Let's see if anything changed, bro.
This is Matthew 22.
And this is the so-called New Testament.
Yeah, it's the New Testament. Let's see if anything changed.
This is Matthew 22, verse 32. I am the power of Abraham and the power of Isaac and the power of Jacob. Most High is not the power of the dead, but of the living.
There you go. So ain't nothing changed. It's after y'all was shot. You know what I'm saying? So, he not the power of the dead, but the living. Let me get a precept on that. Let me get Proverbs 21 and 16.
It's the congregation of the dead. This is Proverbs chapter 21, verse 16. And the man that wandered out of the way of understanding shall remain in the congregation of the dead.
Key word in this, bro. Wandereth. Because to first know something, to wander away from something, you first have to what?
No.
You gotta know it. You have to know it first. So you're gonna be, our people as a whole went away from Yahweh Bashem Yahshua's laws. And they're basically the congregation of the dead now. Okay, so they dead weight. Okay, so they have no understanding. And we know the Most High don't deal with the dead. They say he's the power of the living. You gonna say something?
Yeah, I'm gonna just bring the precept about it.
Let me get Luke. After you run that precept, we get Luke 13, 28, 29, and Acts 7 and 32. Oh, sure.
This is Revelations 11 and 8. And their dead bodies shall lie in the street of the great city, which spiritually is called Sodom in Egypt, where also our Lord was crucified. Their dead bodies not talking about actual dead bodies. It's like the congregation of the dead. You know?
Their bodies are like in the street right now. They walking around, but they basically zombies.
Hey, look, and if you think about it, that show, The Walking Dead, you know?
People walking around, bro, and don't have a clue. Don't have a clue, bro. And they gonna stay that way. And they really think Yahweh Shem Yahshua, they think God is dealing with them. Because they can go to church, but they still walk around dead as a doorknob.
You say once you wander, you know what I'm saying, you're going to remain.
Yeah.
So it ain't no
you
time back from
because the closer, hey, he that what it says, he that hated me loved his death, and all they doing is walking further away. The closer they go into the church with that pastor and all that shit, they walking further away from Yahweh Shem Yahshua. Basically, by you going to church, you telling the Most High you love dying, you love death.
Most High said, they that sin against, just real quick paraphrase, say, they that sin against me wronged his own soul.
Yeah, that's in the same thing.
Love is dead.
It's in the same passage. That Luke
13. This is you said 28.
28.
This is Luke 13, verse 28 and 29. There shall be weeping and gnashing of teeth, when ye shall see Abraham and Isaac and Jacob and all the prophets in the kingdom of the Most High, and you yourselves thrust out. And they shall come from the east and from the west and from the north and from the south, and shall sit down in the kingdom of the Most High.
So I'm telling you, some people ain't gonna make it. A lot of people ain't gonna make it.
Multitude.
Yeah, a lot of people not gonna make it, bro. Acts 7 and 32.
It's Acts 7 and 32. Saying, I am the Most High, so like I am the power of thy fathers, the power of Abraham, and the power of Isaac, and the power of Jacob. Then Moses trembled, and durst not behold.
So, even in the New Testament again, you get the power of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob. Now, we know that this is one bloodline. One bloodline, bro. Because you notice, it was father, son, and Abraham had multiple sons and daughters. Okay? What's up?
I was going to bring out a free. You know what I'm saying? Going into
Precept time?
Yeah.
Yeah, y'all can bring them out, because I got some.
Just going back to what you said about a lot of them not gonna make it. This is 2nd Ezra chapter 8, and he answered me saying, the Most High had made this world for many, but the world to come for few, and few is the 144K. You know what third.
And I was gonna bring out like how the brother was just bringing out like how Abraham had multiple sons. You know what I'm saying? But he had that chosen line. All right. Yeah, this is Romans 9 and 7. Neither because they are the seed of Abraham are they all children, but in Isaac shall thy seed be called.
Now, while you're in that chapter, my next verse is Romans 9, start at 1.
All right.
See, I knew you was gonna grab that, so that's why I just chilled on the precept. I just held my precept.
This is Romans 9 and 1. I say the truth, in Hamashiach I lie not. My conscience also bear me witness in the Holy Spirit that I have great heaviness and continual sorrow in my heart. For I wish that myself were accursed from Hamashiach for my brethren and my kinsmen according to the flesh, who are Israelites, to who pertain to the adoption and the glory and the covenants and the giving of the law and the service of the Most High and the promise. The promise is
all to Israel.
whose are the fathers. Yeah, whose are the fathers, and of whom was concerning the flesh, Hamashiach came, who is over all, the Most High blessed forever. Amen.
So that same little baby that the angel told Joseph to run out with Mary, y'all go flee to the mountains. That same one. Now we see why Herod wanted him dead. Okay, that same one. Now you see why, because he knew through that child, what he called it, is that everything will line up, and it would be. He basically knew that my rule would come to an end. All our rules, everybody after me of the heathen nation, our rule would come to an end if this child is actually born and able to do exactly what he came here to do. That's why Herod wanted him dead.
And he went to the extreme measures. I believe he killed every last child.
2 and under.
2 and under.
And then you look at when he was a grown man and they killed him. You know what I'm saying? All the things he said, because he was like, they knew if he did this, what he said he was coming to do, that everything wouldn't be exactly. If Yahweh Shai was here today, bro, they'll still hate him. They hate us because we saying what he telling us to say.
Exactly. And I bring that out. It's like, if he was our love and everything was our good, then why did they kill him? Because people don't like truth. You know? You don't tell somebody the truth and they get mad.
That's how you know it's spiritual. You know what I'm saying? Those same spirits that was back then, they here today.
But that's crazy though, brother. Because he was saying the same thing, and like he speak through us to give it to people, and they'll tell us that don't sound like Jesus or that don't sound like God. Hey, it's his words. Yeah, it don't sound like him, but that's what he said to say. You know what I'm saying? All the things when he was here, he was telling his disciples to go not into the way of the Gentiles, but rather go to the lost sheep of the house of Israel. Like, what the fuck do you think he was talking about? If he's telling you don't go to the Gentiles. And it's telling you right here, it says, concerning the flesh whom Hamashiach came. Now, we know all these verses are speaking of Israelites, and he said, don't go to nobody but the Israelites. And then it said, whether would he go to the Jews. Then it had one where, oh man, they said he was found amongst the Jews.
Will he be dispersed?
That's the Gentiles among the Jews among the Gentiles. But everywhere he was, the Jews was. You know what I'm saying? So nobody can ever find, passage where it says where he went to another nation. That's what I just died. Like, man, you can never find where it says he went to another nation to save another nation. But everybody want to adopt themselves into being an Israelite. We spiritual Israel. Bullshit. Read Romans 9 and 1. On down. That kills that.
Yeah.
It kills it. Like, but bro, that shows you that these people really believe in these scriptures, but they really don't understand, or they don't want to understand because they're not a part of it. Now, if you were saying that God loved everybody and everybody was a part of it, everybody be cool with it. You know what I'm saying? But how am I going to hold hands and be happy with some motherfuckers that slaughtered me? You know what I'm saying? I watched the video brother put up last night, bro, and it had Muhammad Ali on there. And he said when he was a kid, he always asked his mom, why was Jesus white? Why the angels white? Why everybody white? He's like, okay, Mom, can I go to heaven? And his mom was like, yeah. Like, so why are black folks going to heaven? Are we going to be servants to the white people in heaven? If God is white, he needs servants too, right? So we going to be servants for... And it made a lot of fucking sense. But that just shows you, though, bro. People don't take the time to read and get proper understanding, bro. They don't look into words, bro. Hey, man, niggas are lost. Plain and simple. Niggas are just lost, bro. Let me get Acts 1 and 6. Now, check this out. This is the first thing that they asked Yahweh Shai or Jesus when he arose.
This is Acts 1 and 6. When they therefore were come together, they asked him, saying, Lord, wilt thou at this time restore again the kingdom to Israel?
Now, this is the Hebrew. Restore. To give back. That means who had it at first? It says someone or something that was lost or taken. Our heritage was what? Taken. And by us losing our heritage, the heritage was what? The promise to get this land and rule throughout eternity. That was our promise. He said, is you finna give that back to them now? It says, to put or bring something back into existence or use, to return something to an earlier or original condition by repairing it or cleaning it, etc. So we being clean for what? To be brought back to our inheritance that we was promised to be rulers and kings over everybody. That's why they said, would you restore it? Bring it back to them. Is it time for us to get our shit back? You know what I'm saying? Is it time yet? But I think he said somewhere in there like a lot of things have to be fulfilled before that happens. You know what I'm saying? But that's crazy though.
I gotta preach it.
It's in verse 3. Verse 7.
What is that?
It says, and he said unto them, it is not for you to know the times or the seasons which the Father had put in his own power.
Bring your precept. We get Amos 9:11, 1 Corinthians 3.
Just going back to what you're saying about saying the word restore.
9 through 13. Go ahead.
Saying about the word restore, because for something to be restored, you know what I mean, to be given back, it had to be, you know what I'm saying, once had and it was taken away. This is Ecclesiasticus 10 and 8. Because of unrighteous dealings, injuries, and riches got by deceit, the kingdom is translated from one people to another. So our kingdom was the Most High. It was all orchestrated through the Most High. Gave our rulership to heathens. You know, preferably right now, Esau Edom, because this is his kingdom. Adunianites.
Lord, hate these people.
Teens.
This is Amos 9 and 11. Oh, yeah. This is Amos 9 and 11. In that day will I raise up the tabernacle of David that is fallen and
So
closed.
there you go. Are we being restored? The house of David. They being restored now. Go ahead.
So like, and that's happening right now. With all the brothers out in the street corners, you know? And it goes back to the scripture about the
stick.
With the stick and like through like what scripture, what I think is a Thessalonians to say through the Lord gonna consume this devil with his mouth. That's through his prophets, and then he gonna do it whenever he physically come back. And goes back to what Ezra's, whenever like us, being that we on the street corners, we pulling Esau out of power through the word, through the spirit. You know, just paraphrasing the scriptures.
And close up the branches thereof.
Okay, so he says the tabernacle or the house is fallen. Check that out. So what has to happen? It has to be built back up. Okay, go ahead.
And I will raise up his ruins, and I will build it as in the days of old.
So he's building that house back up to how it used to be. You know what I'm saying? That's called doing what? Restoring it. If this house fell, what's gonna happen? Somebody gonna restore it. They're gonna build it right back up. You know what I'm saying? That's what we doing right now. We being restored. That's why I said, are you now gonna restore the kingdom back to Israel? we're being restored right now. That's why we rehearse the righteous acts. We being restored to the way we used to be, to where the Most High can see fit. Okay, now you a king. I got all those impurities that the world taught you for all these years of your life. I got all that out of you. Now you're restored to that perfect house, that individual house that I wanted. Now you can get into this perfect body. Everybody else, all these perfect houses coming together, gonna build a perfect body, a perfect house. Okay? And then we can set this perfect house in this promised land that I promised your forefathers, and you can rule righteously. Okay? First Corinthians.
1 Corinthians 3 and 9. For we are laborers together.
Hold on, all right. What was that?
It say, verse 15, it say that, and I will plant them upon their land, and they shall no more be pulled up on, be pulled up of their land, which I have given them, said Yahweh, thy power.
So you're going to put us in the land. Okay. Go ahead.
Is 1 Corinthians 3 and 9. For we are laborers together with the Most High. We are the Most High's husbandry. Ye are the Most High's builder.
Yeah, and that's what was just said. We don't those houses. We laborers, and we building a perfect body, but we are a perfect body because we have to be rebuilt ourselves. Kind of like being reborn, transforming of your mind. You renewing, or you rebuilding yourself, or through Yahweh Shem Yahshua. You know what I'm saying? And he building a perfect building. So when we get there, bro, everything gonna be lined up perfect.
Perfect.
It says, according, you say 9 to 13, right?
9 through 13, yeah.
According to the grace of the Most High, which is given unto me, as a wise master builder, I have laid the foundation, and another builded thereon. But let every man take heed how he builded thereupon. For other foundation can no man lay that is laid, which is Yahweh Shah Hamashiach.
So nobody can do like Yahweh Shah. You ain't the foundation he laid. Ain't nobody fucking with you. You know what I'm saying? I mean, you can do your job, but your life not gonna be Yahweh Shah's life. Okay, go ahead.
Now, if any man build upon this foundation gold, silver, precious stones, wood, hay, and stubble,
Everything, everybody building right now. Like you building, I'm building, he building, he building, he building. But what are you building? Okay, and in what form are you building? Go ahead.
every man's work shall be made manifest.
So everything you're doing, if you putting work in, and the work is equivalent to, hey, that means you really ain't doing shit. Go ahead.
He said, for the day shall declare it, because it shall be revealed by fire.
So when that fire hit your works, when the missiles hit down, your work's gonna be proven. If you motherfucking if you stumble and hate, when the missiles hit, you ain't gonna see no cherry sheet. Your ass gonna burn the fuck up. You know what I'm saying? That's how you gonna be. And it also is speaking on when the pressure come to you. You know what I'm saying? When the pressure come to you, how you gonna act? Are you gonna fold in certain situations? All right, go ahead.
It says, the day shall declare it, because it shall be revealed by fire, and the fire shall try every man's work of what sort it is.
Okay, so when pressure comes, like one man built this house on a rock, the other on sand. So sometimes, see, that's twofold. Now, you'll have some brothers that their works and things they might not fast enough. They might not pray enough. And when Satan come to them, guess what? They're going to fall. Because it's not, their ground is not, their foundation not strong. Okay? We're supposed to be trying to have our foundation stern, and our example is Yahweh Shah. All right? Ezekiel 37, 15, let's put it into 15 to 28.
Ezekiel 37:15. It says, the word of the Most High came again unto me, saying, moreover, thou son of man, take thee one stick, and write upon it, for Judah and the children of Israel his companions. Then take another stick, and write upon it, for Joseph and the stick of Ephraim, and for all the house of Israel his companions, and join them one to another into one stick, and they shall become one in thy hand. And
we know that's the 12 choice tribe, the choice. You know what I'm saying? And that's that stick, that wood. You know what I'm saying? It's just showing the tribes are coming back together. Right? Hold on. Just that's cool right there. That was the point on that one. Let me get Acts chapter 1, read 9. Hold on. Yeah, Acts chapter 1, verse 9 through 11. Isaiah 31 and 5.
Verse 11.
9 through 11.
This is Acts chapter 1, verse 9. And when he had spoken these things while they beheld, he was taken up, and a cloud received him out of their sight. And while they looked steadfastly towards heaven as he went up, behold, two men stood by them in white apparel, which also said, Ye men of Galilee, why stand ye up? Why stand ye gazing up into heaven? This same Yahushua, which is taken up from you into heaven, shall so come in like manner as ye have seen him go into heaven.
And that's how it going. That's our promise. You know, Yahushua is the promise and hope of Israel, the elect. Okay, so the same way he left us when he come back to redeem us, so our promise may be fulfilled. Coming back the same way, chariots. Isaiah 31 and 5.
This is
Luke 20, 21 and 27.
This is Isaiah 31 and 5. As birds flying, so will Yahweh of hosts defend Jerusalem. Defending also, he will deliver it, and passing over, he will preserve it.
There you go. That same way, like birds come flying. That's how he gonna get us up out of here. That's how he gonna defend us. I ain't talking about the land right here, because the land right now is fucking corrupt. You know, missiles gonna hit that motherfucker too. You gotta be clean. Okay, but that's how he gonna preserve us. That's how he gonna save us. All right. Luke 21:27.
Luke 21 and 27. And then shall they see the Son of Man coming in a cloud with power and a great glory.
Yeah, that's when he gonna be coming. And everybody gonna see it. You know, and that chariot. That's why they make movies like Independence Day. You know.
I get you verse 28 out.
Go ahead.
And when these things begin to come to pass, then look up and lift up your heads, for your redemption draw
Damn,
nigh.
that's crazy, bro. I was just thinking about that scripture.
Your redemption draw nigh.
Look up. Yeah. 1 Thessalonians 4:17 and 2 Ezra 15 and 34.
1 Thessalonians
4:17.
This is 1 Thessalonians 4:17. Then we which are alive and remain shall be caught up together with them in the clouds to meet the Most High, to meet the Lord in the air. And so shall we ever be with the Lord.
So we called up with them. This ain't that rapture shit like you see motherfucking church eyes. You gotta be raptured up with Jesus and all that. Nah. That ain't what they're talking about, bro. That's what they're talking about.
And you see that the angels gonna be there too. It say be caught up together with them in the cloud.
That's what it says. The Lord of Hosts, armies. Second Ezra.
This is 2 Ezra chapter 15, verse 34. Behold, clouds from the east and from the north unto the south, and they are very horrible to look upon, full of wrath and storm.
Oh shit. Yeah. Yeah, bro. Horrible to look upon because it's gonna be. I'm not gonna meet you as a man. Look at Revelation 18 and 20, and Revelation 7. Start at 3 and read to 8.
Mm-hmm.
This is Isaiah 66, verse 15. For behold, Yahweh will come with fire and with his chariots like a whirlwind, to render his anger with fury and his rebuke with flames of fire.
That's why them cheers is terrible to look upon. You know, there'll be some death going on. Which you wanted to do?
Revelations.
Yeah, Revelation 18 and 20, and Revelation 7. We started 3 read to 8.
This is Revelation 18 and 20. Rejoice over her, thou heaven, and ye holy apostles and prophets of the Most High had avenged you on earth.
There you go. You avenged. Because we've been treated like shit here, bro. You need to be avenged, bro.
This is Revelation 7 and 3. Saying, hurt not the earth, neither the sea, nor the trees, till we have sealed the servants of our power. And
Okay, look. Okay, go ahead. Read 4.
in their foreheads. Mm-hmm. And I heard the number of them which were sealed, and there were sealed 144,000 of all the tribes of the children of Israel.
Now check this out. Notice, we went Genesis all the way through, and it said the servants of who? Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob. Jacob's name was changed to Israel. Look at this verse right here. It says, till we have sealed the servants of the Most High in their foreheads. I heard the number of them which were sealed. There were sealed 144,000 of all the tribes of the children
of Israel.
So that's telling you what? Still that same line.
Yeah,
that promise that's our promise. Okay? Nobody can put themselves in that chosen line, bro, because it belongs to us. We know Esau like to fucking divide and conquer and take everybody fucking nationality, their heritage, whatever, and put himself in it. But this, he can't partake in this, bro. It's our song. Only we can sing it. And then on top of it, it's only 144,000. All right. But here, okay, you know what I'm saying? Just keep reading.
All right. Of the tribe of Judah was sealed 12,000. Of the tribe of Reuben were sealed 12,000. Of the tribe of Gad was sealed 12,000. And the tribe of Asher was sealed 12,000. And the tribe of Naphtali was sealed 12,000. And the tribe of Manasseh was sealed 12,000. Of the tribe of Simeon was sealed 12,000. Of the tribe of Levi was sealed 12,000. And the tribe of Issachar was sealed 12,000. And the tribe of Zebulun was sealed 12,000. Of the tribe of Joseph was sealed 12,000. And the tribe of Benjamin was sealed 12,000.
There you go. Joseph, Ephraim, Manasseh. All right. Never ones that I see Ammon, Moab, nobody but Israel. Once again, that chosen seed, that chosen line. Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob. All right, let me get Revelations 21. Start at 11 and read. I'll take you and stop.
This is Revelation chapter 21, verse 11. Having the glory of the Most High, and her light was like unto a stone most precious, even like a jasper stone, clear and crystal, and had a wall great and high, It had 12 gates. Ooh. And at the gates 12 angels, and names written therein, which are the names of the 12 tribes of the children of Israel.
So, what else needs to be read in this? This is talking about in the kingdom, bro. 12 gates. I don't know, man. Maybe I'm missing something here. All right, continue.
On the east 3 gates, on the north 3 gates, on the south 3 gates, and on the west 3 gates. The wall of the city had 12 foundations, and in the name of them, and in them the names of the 12 apostles of the Lamb.
So that's the disciples. 12 apostles of the Lamb, of Yahweh Shah. Go ahead.
And he that talked with me had a golden reed to measure the city, and the gates thereof, and the wall thereof. And the city lieth 4 square, and the length is as large as the breadth. And he measured the city with the reed, 12,000 furlongs. The length and the breadth and the height of it are equal.
So that's basically telling you in each direction it's spread out 144,000 miles in each direction. Up, down, just, yeah. It's gonna be live, bro. That's gonna be live. Go ahead.
And he measured thereof 144 cubit, according to the measure of a man, that is, of the angel. And the building of the wall of it was jasper, and the city was pure gold, like unto clear glass. And the foundation of the wall of the city were garnished with all manner of precious stones.
Okay, that's cool. That's cool. That's just describing how it looked.
Hey man, can I read 27?
Go ahead.
It's a lot, man. And there shall no wise enter into it anything that defileth, neither whatsoever worketh abomination, or maketh a lie, but they
Esau not allowed.
Yeah, but they which are written in the Lamb's book of life.
The Israelites, the prophets.
Let me get Matthew 24, 42 to 44. Luke 21, 35, 36, and 2nd Ezra 2 and 13.
Matthew 24, 4.
And Luke what?
Luke 21, 35, and 36. Matthew 24, 42 to 44. And 2nd Ezra 2 and 13.
This is Matthew 24, verse 44. Therefore be ye also ready, for in such an hour as ye think not the Son of Man cometh. Who then is a faithful and wise servant, whom his Lord had made ruler over his household, to give them meat in due season? Blessed is that servant whom his Lord, when he cometh, shall find so doing. Verily I say unto you that he shall make him ruler over all his goods. But if that evil servant shall say in his heart, My Lord delayeth his coming, and shall begin to smite his fellow servants, and to eat and drink with the drunkard.
What you reading?
24 and 44.
42 to 44.
You said 42.
Yeah, 42 to 44.
All right, so like, this is Matthew 24, verse 42. Watch therefore, for ye know not what hour your Lord doth come. But know this, that if the good man of the house had known in what watch the thief would come, he would have watched and would not have suffered his house to be broken up. Therefore be Ye also ready, for in such an hour as ye think not the Son of Man coming.
Watch. You left your heritage, and if you know that this is your heritage and you believe it, you know what I'm saying, and the Most High woke you up to this, watch. You know what I'm saying? Luke
21 and
35 and 36.
this is Luke 21, 35 and 36. For as a snare shall it come on all them that dwell on the face of the whole earth. Watch ye therefore, and pray always, that ye may be accounted worthy to escape all these things that shall come to pass, and shall stand before the Son of Man.
So watch. You believe? Watch. Listen. Take heed. All of that beautiful stuff. You know,
Second Edges 2 and 13. Go, and ye shall receive. Pray for a few days unto you, that they may be short. The kingdom is already prepared for you. Watch.
It's already prepared. So all we got to do is, okay.
I gotta sell.
The kingdom prepared. You wouldn't want to have an old scraggly nigga and a kingdom. What kind of nigga want to drive a Lamborghini but be homeless? You got to set yourself up to line up with what's prepared for you, bro. You can't be a king, or you can't have a kingdom and you have somebody in the mind frame of a little boy to run a kingdom. You got to be a king, bro. You got to be kingly minded. You have to be prepared for that. All right? So the Most High is raising up men, not pussyfooting little boys. You know what I'm saying? You got to be a man, bro. You got to be stern. You got to listen. And you got to take things and apply them to your life, bro. You have to listen. You have to understand. Like the brother said on the polo, you got to ask questions. You got to always be willing to learn. You know what I'm saying? Because that's the thing that kings are made of. If you have a king and he's teaching his son how to be a king, I'm pretty sure it's going to be some things that the son don't understand and don't agree with. You know what I'm saying? Because he really don't understand at that moment. But when he get older, as the things his dad taught him, he going to be like, that's why he told me that. That's why he told me not to be no little bitch-ass nigga. Don't be fucking soft.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? He was telling me that because when I got to this place right here to where I had to deal with these people, if I showed them any sign of weakness, they was going to run clean over me. So I got to be stern. A nigga head need to be chopped off, do it. That's why he showed me by doing that, because he led through example. Okay? You precept out?
This is Mark chapter 13, verse 34.
Mark. Where you sit?
I'll start at 31. Yeah. I'll start at 30. Verily I say unto you that this generation shall not pass till all these things be done. Heaven and earth shall pass away, but my words shall not pass away. But of that day and that hour knoweth no man, no, not the angels which are in heaven, neither the Son, but the Father. Take ye heed, watch and pray, for ye know not when the time is. For the Son of Man is as a man taketh for a journey, who left his house, and gave authority to his servants, and to every man his work, and commanded the porter to watch. Watch ye therefore, for ye know not when the master of the house cometh, at evening, or at midnight, or at the cock crowing, or in the morning. Lest he come suddenly, he find you sleeping. And what I say unto you, I say unto all, watch.
Watch. Stay on your watch. preaching to everybody. You know what you got to do. I mean, it's just a refresher for us. We got a promise coming to us. Stay on your game. Do what you're supposed to be doing. And with that, we want to give all praise, honor, and glory to Yahweh,
Ba'ashem, Yahweh Shai.
Double honors to the apostle, nails the great millstone. Peace, safety, and blessing to Yakim. Shalom.
Shalom.